So here we are, Tequila Talks. We hit a milestone today. This is our 10th episode. So what I did to celebrate the 10th episode is bring my perfect 10 wife. Oh, Marisol. The famous Marisol Bustamante.
Hi.
There you go. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Great show.
Good job.
Marisol bought a tequila. Do you want to? It's called Taquila Carozon de Agave.
Mm-hmm. So this tequila is from Jalisco, Mexico, and I like it not because of the taste, because I haven't tried it yet, but because it is founded by a woman over 130 years ago. It's family owned and operated. Their distilling process is environmentally responsible, so they do take part of their waste and turn it into a renewable energy.
What do you think?
It's strong. I don't know about this.
It's tequila. Yeah. What do you think?
I like it.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. I like it.
Wow, that's impressive. Marisol doesn't really like tequila or straight liquor of any
I
sort.
don't, but I do this one.
I think this is really good. It's actually really smooth. It smells good, but then when you drink it, it's got a little bit of a burn, but not too bad.
That's
and
what
then,
it is.
And then it tastes really well.
Yeah,
really good.
it's a burn. That's
Yeah.
a good way to say that.
Yeah.
It keeps me warm.
So I asked Marisol to come on Tequila Talks because lately I've been getting a ton of calls, a ton of questions about STRs, short-term rentals. And there's a lot more to it than buying one and then putting it on one of the sites, the Verbo or Airbnb or whatever. Marisol and I are business partners. You know, we're married, but we're also business partners in the properties that we buy. You know, Marisol, when people want to buy a short-term rental, what do you think is the number one thing that they need to look for?
The main thing is knowing, prior to going into an STR, is the location of the home, because you are buying a home first. And the use of a short-term rental often depends on the city, if the city allows it or not, and HOAs within certain neighborhoods that may not allow it as well. So
Correct.
Do your research, make sure you have a real estate broker who can help you uncover the best location. That's the main thing.
And when you're talking about location, are you talking about like proximity? Because obviously you want them to stay rented, right? But not everybody's looking out to go and party and stuff like that. There's other areas for STRs, lake houses, near wedding venues, like our Georgetown property. That's the primary attraction to the Georgetown, where ours is. It's the downtown square and then all the wedding venues that are in Georgetown. And we had no idea until we bought the property that was a major attraction.
When someone says, I'm going to buy an STR in Austin, that could mean a lot of things. But
Sure.
you do want to make sure, are you close to the convention center? Are you close to CODA, the racetracks, South by Southwest? What are some events that are happening that could be walking distance? Another part of that location is ETJs.
So it's funny you talk about an ETJ. So it's so hard to get an STR permit in the city of Austin. From what I understand, and I haven't verified this, but from what I understand, they're not giving permits for non-owner occupants. So essentially, if you don't live in the property and if you're not renting out like a room or a casita or something in the back, you're not going to get a permit, right? Well, one way to get around that is the ETJ. ETJ stands for, I should probably look it up.
Extraterrestrial jalapenos.
So ETJ stands for Extraterritorial Jurisdiction District.
Can you spell it?
No. It's an area within a city that's not annexed. It's not owned by the city. Like, for example, my neighborhood, I really preach buying investment properties here, not only because we're within a mile from Apple, but there's 2 new hospitals opening up, but we're in the ETJ. And what that basically means is that even though we have a City of Austin address, we're not owned by the City of Austin, which means if we buy a property, if you own a property here, Down the road, if you want to turn it into an STR, you don't need a permit because the city doesn't own us. We don't need to ask for permission. The negative part about living on an ETJ, typically there's going to be like no HOAs, no city sewers, no sidewalks, kind of just stuff like that. By the way, a little bit of background on Marisol. She's actually a superhost status. She achieved that pretty